G'day. Recently we ventured up to Cairns and visited our friend Mark Filtness from Cairns Colocasia. Checked out his amazing range of crossbred Colocasia, which are the first for Australia and some are unique to the world. And these plants, they grow differently to the normal elephanias that you would see. These ones are actually essentially a bog plant. They love full sun, and also as long as they're kept wet, they keep their roots wet all the time, and they flourish very, very well, growing in the ground to full height. So the bigger the pot, the better. And they will also grow in Melbourne and Adelaide if you keep them in full sun through winter. So I've grown them myself down south. I actually germinated some from seed. Mark's in the process of still creating more hybrids by crossing back some of his current ones, but he's got a couple for sale. So at the end of the video, if you're keen in purchasing some, we'll include a link at the end for you to contact him. And all of these plants are also provided with a certificate of authenticity that Mark has created, which proves that they're actually Australian created, not some of the cheap foreign imports that you see coming into the country at the moment illegally. These are legitimate Australian plants. So another good thing that he's got going for him with this collection of plants is you're guaranteed getting the real McCoy from Australia, and very well produced with no disease, healthy, strong Australian plants. Here's pride again, larger clumping. This would probably go very well in Adelaide, planted in full sun in the winter time. It should grow right down south. Shorter clump of Calypso, smaller plants. Then we go in this way to slightly larger. You can see the colour variation. As they get older, they darken. Another clump of Calypso here. You can see the leaves have pretty much gone that colour from starting out of this. This clump here is something that's been a subject of conversation between Mark and I, and we're almost in agreement with calling it two-face. The side that you can see my thumb in is fairly basic, and the other side is like that, which is fairly consistent through most of the plant. As you can see, it's showing yellow on that side, but the red's only the one side. Same back there with that guy. And this one here very plainish on this side, but then that side's got that. It's incredible. Yeah, pretty cool plants. So this could be a future big hit, I'm thinking. Might even try one in Adelaide and see how they go in the southern states. Get my finger out of the way. Look at this guy in the middle here. Come on, wind. Be my friend. Various stages of evolution here with these plants, because Colocasia is such a polymorphic species or genus, and these are only technically the first generation plants. They've only been through one wet season and now the first dry, so we'll see what sort of things happen with the upcoming wet season later this year, and see what sort of changes they go through. We'll give, and this is for people that wonder about, you know, how long do you have to develop a plant before you can accurately say that, you know, it's consistent. Well, because of the wet season, dry season, summer and winter, you need at least 2 consecutive full seasons, 2 full years, to actually guarantee what the plant's going to do, because they're still growing, of course. And once again, Colocasia being so polymorphic in that they're constantly evolving and changing, you've got to have a couple of years. So anyone that says that they're producing a plant within 1 year is probably not quite truthful, because in 1 year you're never going to see what this mature plant's going to do. And Mark's doing it the right way, taking his time with it, being patient, just waiting to see what happens. Look at this leaf here. That is just mind-blowing. The other point to consider too is seasons. Like in Adelaide, we were having another conversation about Fontanesi. Excuse me, in that in Adelaide, Fontanesi at this time of year goes almost black, and in the peak of summer lightens up a bit in colour, but grows to well over 6 to 8 feet. Yet up here in the tropics, I've sent some small plants off of my big mother Colocasia, my 8-footer, and Mark's struggling to get to 4 foot high. So it's something to do with the southern climate. It needs the 4 seasons to fully develop, and also the sun angles, like the less intensity of the sun angle in winter in Adelaide's producing the dark leaves, but the height, whether it's just the pure dry heat of summer, we're getting the 8-foot plants, whereas Mark's summer's wet, and maybe that's the thing. It's just not getting that heat. It's getting the humidity, but it's not getting the dry heat, which probably is what the Fontanesi needs. Similar things happening also with a couple of other plants, in particular Milky Way is only staying very small up here, and also Black Beauty doesn't grow as big, which is interesting.